It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day to start you a garden, to start you a farm, to go buy you some land. So the first thing you're going to do to go and get you some land, if you're living in the United States, right, is you're going to go to your local county and you're going to ask them if they have a list of the over-the-counter tax deeds that didn't sell at the public auction. That's what you're going to do. You're going to browse through that list. You're going to do your research on a property that sticks out to you. You're going to look up the parcel number if you can't find the address, and you can go to look at the parcel number at the property appraisal department. Pull up the parcel number, put in the property appraisal department's website, and that will give you the address. Pull up the address, do your research, pull you some comps, call several different municipalities and ask, are there any liens on the property? If there's no liens on the property, move forward with the property if it makes sense to you. If there are any liens on the property, call those particular departments that have the credit or that has the lien. Ask them, can you work that lien out? You're looking at buying the property. If it makes sense to you, you buy the property. If you don't have any over-the-counter tax deeds in your property in your county, then ask that particular person, when is your local sheriff sale next, and if can you get a list of that particular sheriff sale. Go through that list, do your research. You may not participate in the first auction, just show up. Some auctions, they make you show up in person, some make you do it online. Just show up online, see what the properties are selling for. Man, that one sold for $1,700. I got that in the bank. Maybe I'll go look. Let me see what property sold for $1,700. You might realize that it's a property on a cul-de-sac with no other properties around it, just a cul-de-sac. Might be a 10,000 square foot lot. But guess what? It's $1,700. It needs to have electrical bought back there, but it's yours nevertheless. Do your research when it comes to the properties. His land is very, very, they're not creating any more land. The fact that you may not have none is a problem, especially in today's time when the government really never been on our side, because we don't know how to enforce the Constitution. So these people who are humans, who have families, they're going to do what's best for their family. So when they're in a position of power like Congress and House of Representatives, the power that we give them, they're going to take and use that power for their own. So therefore, they're going to leave us out to dry. And that's where you're going to need to have some land so you can do for self. You're going to need to have a well so you can provide your own water, solar power so you can have your own energy, garden so you can produce your own food. As you can see behind us, yes, it may look like a bunch of bush and weeds and all that stuff, but we're just preparing to do a lot of sowing of seeds: callaloo, tomatoes, cucumber, lettuce, kale, arugula. Absolutely. Over 100 fruit trees here already. So we are self-sufficient. We're self-sustainable. We don't need the grid if we don't want to. Yes, we ran out of power last night because we used a little bit too much, and we're still learning. We've been here for 4 months. But overall, we have been able to step out of the matrix. And it's a beautiful day for you to step out of the matrix by going and get your own land. Go and get your own land. And if you can expand your mind, if you live in Tennessee, maybe you just start looking in Arkansas or looking in Georgia or looking in Florida. Whatever state and county makes the best sense for you, that's where you need to go. So you don't have to depend on your job if they fire you. You say, oh, I ain't got no mortgage anyway. We got our own solar, wind, power. We got all our own stuff right here on the land, fruit trees. I don't really care if I lose my job. I was doing this because I felt like I had to. Now I don't have to anymore because I'm off the grid. It doesn't matter if you lose the job now. You had the job as a supplement, but we have to become, we have to become self-sufficient. If we got to go into the grocery store every day, we're behind. If we got to pay an electrical bill every month, we're behind. Everybody's not going to make it. And then nobody can look down on you just because you're not in those positions. We can't all get there. It's about spreading awareness, letting you know this is the route to go so you don't need nobody. You ain't got to come buy no program from me. I'm not trying to sell you a e-course, e-book. I'm not. I'm telling you to go to your local county. Ask them for over-the-counter tax deeds because it's a beautiful day to own some land and a beautiful day to grow your own garden. and a beautiful day to be a beautiful time to be self-sustainable and self-efficient, sufficient. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, there's nothing less than feeling like it's if anybody has any type of control over my life, I start to feel internally disoriented when I'm out of control of my life. Now, I may be able to present that on the outside as if it's okay, but internally, there's a war going on. And that's really important. I don't give a how it looks on the outside. Internally, I need to know how to figure this out. Because I can look like chaos on the outside, but on the inside, I'm real cool and cucumber. And that's the art. But there's no way I could be losing myself on the inside and outside looking. No, I have to be able to control that internally. And with so many outside factors and stresses going on, how can you possibly do that without losing yourself? You lost yourself. You lose yourself. You lose yourself. So at the end of the day, when you wake up every day on something that you own without a mortgage, very minimal property taxes, when you wake up every day when you can go outside and grab lettuce out of your garden, kale, cucumber, tomatoes, mango, papaya, you are in a space of heaven. You have created heaven on earth. You don't have to die to get to heaven. You do not have to die to get to heaven. We have created that right here. This is heaven. I'm just trying to learn how to exist in heaven after being in hell so long. Man, that's a bar. I'm trying to learn how to exist in heaven after being in hell so long. Sometimes I say these things while I'm giving these videos, and then I have to go back and make a whole new video about the topic. Man. And that's serious. I'm trying to exist in heaven after being in hell so long. I forget how I said it. I go back and listen to that. I like that one. I like that. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Also, if y'all could like the video, man. Let me know where y'all from in the comments. If y'all still tapping in with the video this long. How many of y'all out there garden? Where y'all at? Where y'all gardens at? Y'all off? Any of y'all off grid? Another thing I want to say about anybody looking for land. If you got darker skin, you got to be careful which counties and cities and towns you invest in, because a lot of these places are sundown towns where don't get caught after the sun goes down by another race, because we still have certain discrepancies in our system where people are still racially profiling. So you have to be careful about what places you're investing in when it comes to that, for the people that have darker complexion, darker color Americans, what do you call it? Carbon. Yes. So you got to be careful when you're doing that type of investing, because that's really, really, like I said, internal peace is really important. If you got to be sitting back with your shotgun at 2 a.m. because you're worried about somebody crossing your line and taking something or trying to burn something, then that's not peace. So we want to make sure that we're investing in the right locations overall. You know what I'm saying? Right location is important if you're looking to stay. It's not important if you're just looking to invest and make money, because you can find a lot of yield in shitty areas, right? So, listen, it's a beautiful day to wake up, look at the local auction, call your local representative, not representative, but your local county. I would say the Treasury Department. Start with the Treasury Department or the Finance Department and ask them for tax deeds, sheriff sales, or the Appraisal Department. And usually with the money, those are the departments: Finance Department, Treasury Department, something like that. Ask them, can you get the list? Can they show you online? If they can tell you right there while they're online, have them walk you through, because that's what they're there to do, help you. They're public servants to serve you, the public. So therefore, you have all the resources. And if you want to know how that auction works, you go to that website, you read those directions and follow them. Some of them will say, oh, you have to have the money in by this date, this time, so on and so forth. Listen, the time to do this is now.